everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This week's news and updates. I am Laurel.
And I'm Donna, the other host here at the News and Updates show. Mark, our brilliant producer, world builder, filmer, and plain genius behind this weekly AltspaceVR news show, is behind the camera bot, live streaming to everyone out in the metaverse and beyond. And I think we should get right on to Altspace News. Oh, another busy week. So happy Canada Day to my fellow Canucks north of the States, and to those in the United States, Guam, American Samoa, Northern Marina Islands, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and other U.S. territories. Happy 4th of July, also known as Independence Day. Now, most of you around the world understand that today is the famous 4th of July in the United States. But do you know the history? It was declared a federal holiday on the 4th of July, even though the resolution called the Declaration of Independence from the British government was confirmed 2 days earlier. Technically, we should be celebrating the 2nd of July, 1776. Just like today, there is still debate in government and history as to whether or not it was official on July 2nd, July 4th, or perhaps August 2nd. They still can't get it right if the holiday was actually created in 1870, over 100 years ago. So who's counting? So my advice, this Canucks advice to you is, you get a month to celebrate.
Just trust the government to fail to get it right every time. I love it. So on a personal note, I checked in with my mother who lives in Seattle. Now, Seattle is famous for multiple fireworks over Lake Union, Elliott Bay, Lake Washington, all over the area. Each community celebrating with parades and picnics and competitions, marathons, and the famous Seafair parade and boat races. It seems that the best, unfortunately, they're going to get this year is a replay on television from last year's Seafair Festival and fireworks. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty of illegal firework displays. I'm sure the same is true for your U.S. community. So honestly, why bother with a boring real world? Come to AltspaceVR to celebrate.
Now, as usual, here in AltspaceVR, there were several groups celebrating the 4th, many with virtual fireworks. Get Social begins their celebration immediately after our show with a second 1 hour happening right after. The Evolve VR Saturday night summer party will have fireworks as well, so no reasons to sit around home watching telly or hanging out the window to see your neighbors try to blow up their homes with illegal fireworks. Although it might be a good idea to keep an eye on that. Yes, it happened. So do it safely in virtual reality and just as you would outdoors. Be safe this year, please.
Indeed. Now, last week, AltspaceVR announced a public statement and is launching a month-long series of Black Lives Matters events. Educators in VR, news and updates, and others have already presented special events on the subject, and expect more of these as the discussion expands to include all diversities represented here in AltspaceVR and beyond.
Oh, that's just incredible, Laurel. Now, one of the great joys and worries in the AltspaceVR community is the fact that we represent an amazing, diverse, and sensitive population. Acknowledgement of that is in the AltspaceVR community standards and terms of service. We are all working together to keep this community safe and a safe place for everyone. Unfortunately, in the weeks since the George Floyd murder that inspired protests and riots, as well as a backlash from racists, AltspaceVR experienced a higher than normal rate of trolls. Calling them trolls is actually unfair to the typical trolls that get their jollies from just being mean. This grew into a concentrated attack to the point of hate crime and criminal actions. We aren't going to go into details, as for now the actions AltspaceVR has taken are stopping them, or slowing them down, but those actions have a few temporary consequences.
In December, the InfoZone was created by request of the community and community helpers to provide a personal welcome to new users, to introduce them to the community and show them how AltspaceVR works. Guests were allowed into AltspaceVR until February, at which time AltspaceVR locked down guests to the training area and the InfoZone and their own home space. They couldn't enter into AltspaceVR events, worlds, public spaces, nowhere else until they registered on the website or in world.
Now, last week, in an attempt to stop the attackers, registration was restricted to only in-world registrations. Users could not register on the website. While most people create their account once they are in AltspaceVR, this interferes with events as they cannot register on the website first, then enter AltspaceVR. Now, AltspaceVR then prevented guests from entering the info zone from the training area or their own home space unless they have a registered account.
So while it's true that the attackers entered with guest and user accounts, this process slowed them down to make the effort inefficient. And AltspaceVR is working with Microsoft Security and possibly, we believe, cybercrime authorities to ensure that these individuals are, shall we say, dealt with. And their methods are examined for lessons learned and new security implementations. Now, this isn't our concern, and there isn't much we can do as a community, but we need to make sure that we work together, and that's the best we can do at this level.
Now, many thanks and appreciation goes to the community helpers who stepped up, as they do, to not help moderate as many public events as possible over the past couple weeks, but to ensure peace and protection from regular trolls and these attackers.
And they worked really hard. I am so proud of the community helpers. They work so hard and so closely with the AltspaceVR team to identify patterns and timings as well as behavior, and they staffed the info zone to catch the attackers coming in on new accounts and as guests. They worked with new users to ensure their safety by quickly pulling them away from the spawn point and introducing them to AltspaceVR and encouraging them to enter in as soon as possible and get away from the info zone.
Now, many users were attracted to the info zone due to the high numbers of people inside, some exploring it for the first time, but most were very respectful once they understood what was going on and they left the space. Thank you to everyone who respected AltspaceVR staff and community helper direction to clear the area while the community helpers handled the attackers there and allowed the admin staff to work the rest of AltspaceVR. It is an amazing coordinated effort, and thanks to everyone who pitched in long hours to help protect the community. It really does take a village.
It really does. And if you are an event host, please ensure that you have, first of all, enough moderators. In general, 1 to 2 for a regular event, up to about 30 people, 2 for each front row event room. Now, if a troll does show up, this is what we recommend and what we're hearing also from staff. Finish the event. If it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the event, that's often when they come in, finish it, end it. This, if you need help, contact staff and ask them to finish your event. This will prevent them from coming back in, and it will also eliminate your event from the areas where the staff is trying to get to these people and get them permanently removed. They're not individuals. These are just, they're attackers. This is cybercrime. This is no longer, let's just be mean and be bullying. This is bigger than that. And by closing your event, you help the staff concentrate on other events and other areas so they can narrow down and help to defend and protect us.
Now, the host panel's open mic feature is a great way to identify individuals with open mics, potentially disrupting your event. Have your moderators well trained in using that feature so that one will be able to hunt visually and the other moderator will use the open mic feature to identify who is speaking and remove them.
It is about teamwork. So kicking is not enough. AltspaceVR's event webpage puts the most recently removed user at the top of the list of blocked users. Check those usernames and report them to the staff. because if, this is, again, we're only going after people that are more than just a nuisance. You all know the difference between nuisance trolls and cyber criminals. Big difference.
Now, important to inform your users to your events that you will need to register in World, not on the website, and to allow enough time before your event to do so. New users will still arrive in the info zone, and from there, they will be able to access your event.
And just as in the real world, we need to report all suspicious behavior and activity. People are curious, and young new users tend to be disruptive because they don't understand how AltspaceVR works and what behavior is appropriate. We aren't talking about those people. You know what we're talking about. So please report this to altvr.com. Report immediately with as much information as possible, including the usernames. Usernames, not display names, are critical, as attackers like these, they know how to change display names very, very quickly, and it is the username that allows for action to be taken.
So thank you to everyone reporting and helping with this attack on our community. It takes a village, and we're proud of everyone for hanging in there and riding out the storm. This has been an anomaly and not representative of our day-to-day community. Thank you to all for working together and staying committed to our special virtual community.
Yes, indeed. Now, we have many positive things to share with you today on the news and updates, but we also have some foreshadowing. All right, so we're still not sure what's on the menu, but I think the sign behind our heads up on the slides will tell you that Mark, our producer, is busy planning surprises and celebrations for the 2-year anniversary of the news and updates. We are looking for suggestions and your input, as this is a community project. Remember, we do not work for AltSpace. We are not employees. We are just community members like you. So let us know in our Discord or after the show, and get ready for some fun this fall.
Now, from Black Lives Matters events to fireworks celebrations to classes to games and parties, we love our AltspaceVR community. As with all things news and updates from AltspaceVR, we report on these in our news and updates Discord server and invite you to join. If you haven't already, where you can keep up with all the news across the community and find the YouTube streaming and saved video links.
Indeed. All right, now it's time. I always feel like a drum roll. World building. Mark, we need some special effects for world building and events.
That's a drum roll. That needs to be an emoji. Why haven't we thought of that before?
I know,
that's a new emoji we need. Drum roll. Yes,
I want a drum roll
exactly.
emoji.
Yeah.
So we showed off a new feature last week for World Builders that is coming all too soon, and we won't be repeating the silliness this week. No. We'll have new silliness to report for you.
Oh, our own Mark from News and Updates has released and has featured his camera and monitor set. If you've been in one of Daisy Shaw's beautiful immersive worlds like Lost City or Marine World Experience, you've seen camera and monitor setups where a camera is pointed at a single browser and monitor assets are set up around the cubed environment showing the same video image. It's a great technique. It's so effective. The camera kit is under the featured kits list and now features a visible and an invisible camera, as well as 3 monitors. If you are using monitor 1, both cam 1 and invisible cameras will work, but the other monitors need to match the same number camera. The kit also includes a widescreen monitor that matches cam 3. Now, I dare you all to say that twice fast.
There'll be a
However,
test
it all makes sense. Yeah. When you start doing it all falls into place.
It does. Now, Carnivore, an amazing world builder here in AltSpace, who's also an educator, he recreated his school campus right here on AltSpace to allow the students to graduate, which I thought was wonderful.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah. He's kicking off a series of tutorials in AltspaceVR on world building with Unity. Now, he warns, this isn't a beginner lesson. It's for, and I love this, serious, I can't even say it, serious geomancers. Now, I love that term. This is going to be my new term, geomancer. We don't build worlds. We are geomancers. I love that idea. With a strong sense to push AltSpace VR to its limits. Now, Carnivore is going to pick a different topic each week and dive deeply into it, like lighting and animation, designing for mobile, and some of the common mistakes that world builders make using Unity. He teaches this at his college, and so we're excited to have him bring these free events to the community. The first one is Thursday, July 9th, and he's hosting it every Thursday with a repeat on Mondays to allow people a second chance to attend.
Now, Nicholas of the Computer Science and VR team hosts regular Unity classes for free and paid in AltspaceVR, VR, taking you through the basics and intermediate level. These have been going successfully for the past 6 months, and some amazing world builders have come out of these, helping you create an amazing inventory of Unity-based worlds here in AltspaceVR and pushing the limits as well. There are no more excuses with all these opportunities not to learn more about how to build with Unity. And people, if you're in COVID isolation, this is the most amazing opportunity for you to build on creativity and to build up your skills.
It really is. Take advantage of those. Now, if you are new to AltSpace VR and world building, why not start with one of 2 world tours to learn more about how it all works and be inspired by the amazing worlds built here in Altspace VR. Tuesdays features tours with Daisy Shaw and Mr. Yellow, exploring the vast diversity of worlds. They come up with some incredible worlds every week to dazzle you all and help you understand how these worlds were made.
And that is just being able to talk to world builders, ask them questions, say how do you do particular things. It's an incredible opportunity, you guys. Make sure you take advantage of it. Now, the World Tour Showcase on Wednesdays offers a challenge each month to world builders and fans of world building. And this month, the challenge is escape. This could mean anything, though not vacation worlds. So we would all love to escape to those right now. Isn't that the truth? It could be a maze, a world that you can literally get lost and struggle to find your way out of, a room escape puzzle, or whatever you think escape could mean. Let us or the World Tour Showcase know if you have suggestions for worlds with an escape motif at discord.me/world tours. discord.me/world tours.
They are also offering their monthly tutorial event this Wednesday. So far, the World Tour Showcase team has featured world building tips and tutorial worlds focused on working with text, positioning, leveling, scaling objects. This week, they're taking on 2 topics. First, how to use the diagnostic features on the web page for your world, and understand how to build worlds for public access as well as being featured and for events. They're also going to be showing you how to build and actually touring some world hubs. The world hubs are worlds that are created by world builders to provide teleporters to link to their different worlds. And often these hubs are themed and really some fun designs as well to get you thinking about how can you showcase all of your worlds or just a grouping of your world in a new way to invite people to tour. We love world hubs.
That's awesome. And it takes a community to build these worlds, and we love sharing them with you. The creativity, the determination to push the limits, and your enjoyment when you discover new worlds and civilizations, as we all boldly go where few have gone before. Share your worlds or worlds you find with the news and updates team by joining our Discord and following us on social media. We have a channel called Share Your World in News, just waiting for you to show off your world so we could potentially feature it here.
Yay! Now, it's time again. We need that drum roll emoji, Donna.
Yes, my favorite part.
In addition to the 4th of July celebrations this weekend, this week has some great events planned. Ron is back with 2 humanism meetups tomorrow at 2 different times for the different time zones. We love it when people create an event that is popular and then they spread it around to make sure that people can attend. Love that. The topic this week is the rise of virtual beings. He will explore how computing may provide insights into better simulations of us as a people and how avatars are becoming more and more a replacement for humans. What does the future hold for concepts like this? Oh, I just love these discussions.
Oh, captivating. Now, tomorrow, just after center stage rocks AltspaceVR with the incredible talent that steps up onto the stage, Daisy Shaw is back with her popular UK meetup, an opportunity for UK citizens, expats, and just fans to gather and hang out and have fun. Tensions have been high across the UK as they struggle to return back to a form of normal, and many are protesting against the racist history of the government. But let's put all of that aside and celebrate the good of the community here in AltspaceVR. VR. And if someone knows how to do that, it is Daisy Shaw. She is some host.
Yes, she is. Speaking of great hosts, Sunny of Positively the Chronic Invisible Disease Support Group and Meetup is tomorrow. There are so many diseases, illnesses, injuries, disabilities that people live with daily that are invisible to the rest of the world. That famous quote is, that some people wear them on the outside, some of us on the inside. Either way, just know that you are not alone. This innovative meetup and support group brings together people from all walks of invisible diseases to share their challenges and support each other. Sensitive groups like this thrive here in AltspaceVR, and we love supporting them. Many are not featured. They're found under the all listing. So please help us support and encourage them to thrive here.
Now, Tuesday, Shiny continues with her innovative and much needed You Are Not Alone series on isolation relief. A great opportunity for you to share your fears and concerns about COVID-19 and self-isolation. This is so important as many countries and regions are starting to open and others are closing down, and those that are opening are concerned about this fall or winter they'll need to isolate again. And oh my gosh, it's like just around the corner. I can't believe we're in July and September is just like breaths away. So you are not alone when you're fearing of the unknown. All of us are trying to return to normal and find a new normal, struggling to connect with people, yet terrified of the potential harm. I go to the grocery store and that's it. I still can't even get myself to go into a coffee shop, and they're open. But oh my gosh, when you have Altspace as a coffee shop, who needs to go into a real one? So as we're
Indeed.
struggling, yeah, it's confusing to everyone. And events like these are opportunities to share and connect with others and know you are not alone. Remember, these are not professional therapy sessions, but informal meetups to reassure and help each other. And I think every person that has come in and shared understands that talking about it eases the tension, the pressure. There's something about talking about it and listening to others talk about it that helps us not only feel alone, but helps us decompress a little bit.
Absolutely. Gosh, aren't you lucky to have Altspace here? I love it. Mm-hmm. Speaking of parties, we were Wednesday is the next rocket party with the launch of another SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket with satellite internet constellation satellites, Starlink, and 2 Black Sky observation satellites. Now, the Starlink program is designed to be the next generation internet connection. Cannot wait for that. The Black Sky satellites are from the Seattle-based company that is launching a series of 60 satellites that are going to work together to monitor the planet and collect geospatial intelligence and data. Part of that I like, Part of that I don't like. But anyway, join the party Wednesday for the next launch and that amazing landing of the boosters on the drone ship. That is just too cool.
It is, yeah, way cool. Now, talking about way cool, that segues right in to the incredible Chuck Webster of Health Systems Chat. There is seriously not an entertaining event, um, an event that he doesn't grasp, that he makes it more entertaining. He takes us behind the scenes of so many different things and so many different conferences, etc. And this time, it is theme parks in the age of COVID-19. He will be discussing the techniques that theme parks are using for thermal temperature scanners, social distancing, and reduced capacity models to reopen and reimagine how to survive in this new time. I have to say, these are really interesting times. I'm very claustrophobic, and this thing about social distancing, wow, this is like I special ordered my can put out my arms. And so former Walt Disney Imagineers Brian Collins and Joe Tursley will be there to speak about how this will work and how the theme parks are using their brightest minds and sophisticated technology to make these highly social tourist areas safe again, and what other companies can learn from them. This is going to be great. Trust Chuck.
Oh, yeah. Trust Chuck. Now, the new songwriters and producers meetup is Thursday, and this week they're inviting people to share their music with others so you can discover new music, new composers, and learn from each other. What a fantastic opportunity for the musically creative in our community. So check that out on Thursday.
Now, international Rotary meetups in VR here in AltspaceVR continue to bring some top-notch speakers and topics to the virtual floor. And considering you guys, typically Rotary events, you need to be a member of. So the fact that you can attend these events as a member of our AltspaceVR community is literally incredible. Celine Tricart, world-renowned 3D and VR expert and producer and director of The Key. Have any of you watched The Key? It is so interesting. It is thought-provoking. It's a magical realism experience that will take you on a journey, drama through dreams, challenges, and making difficult decisions that lead to a shocking reveal. Okay, we are getting ahead of ourselves. She is the founder of Lucid Dream Productions, described as a production company specializing in new and bold technologies, making empowered and unapologetic storytelling. Do not miss this on Thursday. And you want to just Google Lucid Dreams Productions. They're incredible.
They are. And I want to do some unapologetic news reporting. There's where we're going to go next. So there is so much going on. Check out the events calendar and make sure to mark an event as interested so you will receive an email reminder an hour prior to the event so you don't miss a moment. All right, now we're looking at our news and updates. And boy, our news and updates discussion. So we have got a great question for you all, and we want to hear from you. I know you love this when we do this. So here's our question. Are you ready? What keeps you coming back? This is so well timed with, some of the harassing and things that are, the stuff that's been going on just lately. But what really keeps you coming back to AltSpace? What keeps you returning, Donna?
Oh, I get to go first?
Yeah, if you want. Yes, absolutely. Go first.
There are so many things, right, you guys? I think that it's in a time of, so if we go back just for the past few months, the self-isolation, it's been a great opportunity for people to feel like they're together with people in what I just call a different coffee shop, right? So we may be people in real life, and now instead of real life, we just zip on a headset or even in 2D, and we can connect with people. I think that as somebody who was self-isolating long before COVID, just because I work from home and spend a lot of time in VR, it's a community, right? Don't we just love this community? And it's kind of like associating it with your getting together with your families every Friday night for dinner, or doing those regular things with your friends. My I now literally I know as many people in in a community like Altspace as I do in real life. And so it's really just, it's my community. So why do I keep coming back? We were just talking about this at Live Loved, how we all want to be a part of. I don't know if you guys will get this reference, but did you guys all watch the TV show Cheers? Um, and we all wanted to be part. They were all just part of this group, right? And we all want to have our place at the end of the bar, and we want that place to be ours. And when we're missing, we want people to notice. And it's just it's our place, right? And so that's what I feel about space.
Where everybody knows your name.
Knows your name.
Go.
That's the phrase I was looking for. It's from the song, for Pete's sakes. Yeah. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Trash Panda. Why do you keep coming back? Trash Panda? Why? There you are. You're on. Why do you keep coming back? Oops, let me hit it again. Yeah, you're on air. Trash Panda? Not hearing you. Nope. Okay. Zagor? Is that how you say it?
That's
Hello.
how I see it. Hello.
Okay. Hi. Why do you keep coming back to Altspace?
I feel that Altspace, can I get on this platform? I don't seem to be able to teleport on it. Am I allowed to get on it?
No.
Okay,
Nope, just talk.
I saw
You're
someone.
on. If you move, the camera's right there in front of you. That's who you want to talk
Okay,
to. Okay.
yes. So, Altspace, in Altspace, you can do things that you can only do in your dreams. And I feel that it's a way to actually break from reality and do things that like flying in outspace, like spending time in an underwater city, and things like that. And I feel like it's like controlling your dream to a certain extent. It's like going to sleep and then you choose what dream you will have. And yeah, so that's pretty much why I keep coming back. And I also love the fact that you can meet people from anywhere in the world and actually talk about things and share ideas and get people to appreciate things that you know as well. So that's why I keep coming back.
Excellent. Oh, those are great reasons. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Trash Panda, you want to unmute and share your bit of wisdom?
I mean, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I enjoy the world building. I love being able to put in these really beautiful spaces in Unity and try to bring them in to share with people like different ideas. Altspace itself is kind of cartoony, as we all know that. So being able to kind of stretch and practice and learn how to do different things with lighting and stuff, and bring that into Altspace for people to see. That's why I always end up coming back. Also, I love music and I love DJing and performing, and that tends to bring people around and get people together and hanging out and making friends and stuff. So those are my favorite things about Altspace.
Well, and I think we can all agree that you do them really well, Trash Panda. Thank you so much for giving so many people so much joy so often. As someone who loves music, I certainly can appreciate that. Laurel, are you ready for another question?
So the next question, who else would like to admit why do they keep coming back? Hit the raise hand button down in the lower right corner. We've got a bunch of people. All right. So Mike, you're on.
Okay, I'll be brave at this one. It's actually just the beautiful people in Altspace that you meet. I originally joined for a completely different purpose. It was mainly for work reasons, for trying out different spaces, and well, you already know the story, Laurel. I discovered Educators in VR, and from there, it's been the same pattern over. You meet interesting people, you get in discussions, and within 5 minutes, you're in a full-blown engaged discussion that it would have taken me weeks to find people like that in the physical world. I mean, even today, and I'm going to embarrass them now, I met some really interesting people in the Rocket Lab launch session who were sat with us today, and we had a good half an hour's chat, and it was great. That's why I keep coming back.
Love it. Love it. All right. Great. Okay. Next up is Diamond. Thank you.
I think I love AltSpace. It has been my lifeline and my joy and my distress. After becoming a community helper, I thought, okay, what is this? But last week when we started having that person come in here, I was so proud of us and AltSpace to work together to try to keep AltSpace as good as it is and not let anybody come in here and tear us down. And to see everybody come out of the woodwork to help was just incredible. And as that person, whoever they are, or has got to feel that. They've got to feel that you're fighting a group of people who love what they do and who love this place. And so, during COVID, it gets real lonely around here. So I can come into AltSpace and have all the friends. I love to volunteer. I miss not being able to do that in the real world, but I can come in and volunteer in AltSpace and get the same sense of community in the real world. So,
Well, we love having you here. Thank you. Wow. Anyone else would like to add their 2 cents about why they keep coming back? One of the things that happened last night is I was working with our world building showcase tour people to do this tutorial world, and we're setting up these rooms to create a maze, and all of a sudden one would fly across the room and it would end up upside down and all these things, and it was like trying to park a Mack truck where somebody had to be inside the space, the other person outside, and we're moving this paper, we're going little left, too far, back it up, and then something would happen, it would sink down through. That collaboration, that teamwork is just so important. And I am working with some of the most amazing people. I work with Donna with Educators in VR, with Mark with Educators in VR, and with the news and updates and a bunch of other stuff, with Diamond, I just look out at all of you, and I've worked so much with so many of you, and I absolutely love, I'm not a team player, and I'm learning, you are teaching me to be one. And honestly, last night and even today with working on a project, laughing so hard we're just sure that we were going to pee our pants. So I have laughed more since getting involved in AltSpace than I have in the previous years. So that for me is such a gift, and you all are just so beautiful. So I just love that. So Rhonda, we'd love to hear from you. Rhonda.
Well, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like to say is it's amazing the diversity that's in here. And more important, for 150 to 500 bucks, I can travel the entire world.
Beautifully said.
This is awesome.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, not only the world, you can travel space,
Exactly.
and time.
Yes.
It's the absolute Doctor Who, It's a TARDIS. AltSpace is the TARDIS. I love it. Beautiful. Well,
you just
welcome
learned
here.
so much in here.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. This is wonderful. And those are the reasons that we all come back, right, Donna? This is why we're here and why we keep coming back for more, in spite of technical glitches and goofy things and falling off stages and all kinds of things that we've done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And why so many people volunteer? And it takes an insane amount of people in a community to make the community thrive. And it takes lots of people to attend events. It takes a lot of people to build the worlds where events can happen, and to make events and all the background stuff where you never really know what people are doing, but they're doing a lot of stuff. And it's just amazing.
And I have to tell you that recently, on a semi-personal note, recently, because the new avatars are coming out, the fact that there aren't going to be robots,
And
unless the
legs.
movement and legs, yeah, the legs thing makes me crazy, as well as we're losing our identity that we've had for so long here. There's a lot of upset around that. There's a lot of people are resisting it and things, and yet, as soon as AltSpace was being attacked, it was so beautiful to see the community come together to support that. It wasn't just community helpers. We had people all over were doing everything they could to provide that information, to make sure that patterns were identified and that, things. And even today, just at the beginning of the show when the troll appeared and then made a reappearance, you have no idea all fury that was going on behind the scenes. People were contacted through our Discord channel, and they were coming in here and instantly being made mods because they're people we trusted, and they're here to protect you. Staff came in. I mean, this is amazing. And we're just one show among all of the things and events that are happening here, but that's how determined we are to protect this community. And we thank every single one of you for stopping whatever it was you were doing to come in and help us, because you are why we do this. So thank you. I'm going to start crying. Crap. All right, so let's take this show out. Okay. So that is all for this week's news and updates. Remember, the conversation does not stop here in AltspaceVR. Discord is our home base for our community outside of AltspaceVR, and we invite you to join the news and updates Discord to keep up with all the news and activities here and around the VR industry.
We live stream the news onto YouTube every week, and you can catch up with the past episodes to learn more about how AltspaceVR works and what's going on in the community. We've also added the AltspaceVR announcements feed to our news and updates Discord server, so you won't miss a minute of the news. So beware, when the new avatars hit, you will hear it from news and updates Discord server. Be on the watch.
Yes, indeed. Yes. It should be any time. We are here for you to keep you updated in the news in AltSpace. So please tell a friend. Share our Discord and our YouTube channels and our Twitter account and everything so that others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace.
And if you'd like to volunteer, and we've talked about the benefits of that, to help us out, we would love it. We do this for you, and we also need your help. We need people to help us film and live stream the news. We need people to supply photos and news about events and activities. There's so much going on right now. It's hard to keep track. So we rely on you guys to give us a heads up when you see something new and interesting. We need writers and editors, moderators, and backup hosts. So if you would like to help us, let us know on our Discord server or after the show.
Yay! And a study just came out this week that says the more you do for others and when you volunteer, you live longer and you're happier, less depression. Hey, science matters. Science counts. All right. So we'll hang around here after the news to answer your questions and talk about what you're doing here in AltSpace. Though, right after the show today, I just want to remind you that right after the show is the 4th of July Get Social begins in 14 minutes, and then improv night with Stevie Boy is coming up. So we don't want you to miss any 4th of July fun as well. So don't hang around here too long because there's stuff to do here in AltSpace. So, but we'll be here for a few minutes after the show. And thank you to all of our volunteers, all of our moderators, all of those who came in the emergency situation to help us. Thank you. So in these uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are, because we love this. All right? Thanks, everybody. Woo!